All right, welcome back to the channel. So Terence Crawford had some very strong words for Jermell and Jermall, and Terence Crawford, he respects the Charlo brothers, but at the same time he wants to destroy them. So I'm definitely going to break this down in this video. So let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news, and be sure to hit that bell icon as soon as I release the boxing news and when it comes out. So with that being said, I want to give a fair shout out to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to the channel and following me, following my journey, and talk this boxing with me, and try to keep it 100 and try to keep it unbiased as I possibly can. So with that being said, Terence Crawford, absolutely blasts both of the Charlo brothers. He had some strong words, and this is what Terence Crawford had to say. He said, crying emojis at future of boxing, which must be him. You coming down to fight me at 154 on crying emojis, bro. I know you would, I believe you too. But your brother is still a P word, if you guys know what that P word is. Obviously, everybody knows what it is. So, Terence Crawford is really confident that he can really beat both of the Charlo brothers. And he's basically saying when he beats the living crap out of Jermell Charlo, he's basically saying Jermall Charlo is going to come to a rescue and try to save his brother. That's what it sounds like to me. And I feel like Terence Crawford is blowing smoke out his ass. I don't believe half of the crap that comes out of his mouth most of the time. And to be honest with you, I broke this down yesterday. Like I said before, great big men most of the time beat great little men. And Terence Crawford is going to get obliterated by Jermell Charlo, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You might have different thoughts, because styles make fights. The Terence Crawford from 140 that fought Victor Postal and all the other guys, so on and so forth, that was a different version of Terence Crawford. That was a Terence Crawford that showed you great defense, great boxing ability, great footwork, great elusiveness, and couldn't be touched, right? And now Terence Crawford has started to show signs of him slowing down at the age of 34, turning 35 this year. In my opinion, I said this: Terence Crawford is going to have to be on his P's and Q's when he's fighting Errol Spence, or if he's successful against Errol Spence to fight against Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo, who at one point in time was considered the pure boxer, and Jermall Charlo was considered the big puncher, and now that has switched roles. Jermall Charlo is more like a pure boxer in my opinion, but he still got punching power, but he's looking at it as just to box you out. And Jermell Charlo has shown that he's a boxer puncher with all the intangibles in the world to beat any top tier fighter in any weight classes if he proceeds with his style. And my opinion on this is Terence Crawford is not going to be able to fight Jermell Charlo just like he fought Shawn Porter. If he's going there thinking that he has more dog than Jermell Charlo, and Terence Crawford, he likes to play that mid-range game. For a matter of fact, Terence Crawford mid-range game is not better than Jermell Charlo's. And like I said before, this is the biggest issue with Terence Crawford. He computes data too slow. You cannot start out slow against an Errol Spence Jr. You cannot start out slow against Jermell or Jermall Charlo, because both of those guys have educated ring IQs, and if they see you starting out slow, they're going to take advantage of that, and they're going to be looking to seek a knockout. And this fight really boggles me the most when he fought Kell Brook, okay? A lot of people say, oh, that fight wasn't a big deal. Terence Crawford made the switching and got him out of there. Well, I don't care if he got him out of there, okay? You have to look at the fight statistically. I'm sorry, guys. And what I seen was Terence Crawford struggles with a jab. He struggles with a jab. And Terence Crawford started to show me at times that he can't get his head off the line. And I don't know if his defense is starting to slip, in my opinion, which I think it is, because when he fought Shawn Porter, he was getting hit with the same punch. Overhand rights, overhand rights, overhand rights. It's like the pressure was boggling him. And he lucky that wasn't the same Shawn Porter that fought Errol Spence Jr., because if that Shawn Porter showed up against Terence Crawford would have gotten out of there. Terence Crawford would have gotten stopped, in my opinion. I truly believe that he would have gotten stopped, because I don't think Terence Crawford can take physicality. And Jermell Charlo has shown me that he can be a pure boxer and he can bang with you if you want to bang it out. And Terence Crawford is not going to be able to bang it out with Jermell Charlo, because like I said before, Brian Castano is a short fighter, and he tried to bang it out with Jermell Charlo, and look what happened. He got hit with a left hook that clearly knocked him senseless. He thought he recovered, but Jermell Charlo hit him with a clean 1-2, and it was night-night for Brian Castano. And I believe that's going to be the same outcome for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford won't have any advantages over Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo is just physicality, the bigger and stronger guy. I'm always going to pick the bigger guy that has a lot of skills, that's shown me that he's fought through the grit, he fought top-tier competition. And matter of fact, there's a difference between competition between Terence Crawford and Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo has fought nothing but killers. Terence Crawford has fought nobody, unknown stars that we don't even know about. And the only typical Crawford fans that bring up that he has fought is really Shawn Porter. Nobody knows who else Terence Crawford really fought. Most of Terence Crawford's resume is foreign fighters. I'm not being to disrespect foreign fighters, but it's fighters that we don't know about in America. So, in my opinion, Jermall Charlo going down to 54, that's absolutely ridiculous. He already has bigger problems on his hands. He already is having trouble with the smoke with David Benavidez, and he just need to go up in weight. You don't need to be going down to 54. That's your brother's division. Let him reign into that division. Don't try to ruin your brother's fun, or whatever the case may be. And even if Terence Crawford does fight Jermall Charlo, I think Terence Crawford lose badly. I truly believe, because Jermall Charlo has one of the best jabs in the world, and Terence Crawford bruises up way too easily, and his face will definitely look like the fight between Sergey Derevyanchenko versus Jermall Charlo, when Jermall Charlo was blistering this man with the jab repeatedly over and over again. And that's how Terence Crawford's face is going to look if he fights Jermall Charlo. That's just my opinion at the end of the day. But like I said before, if Terence Crawford wants to prove me wrong right now, beat Errol Spence, beat Jermell Charlo, and be lucky enough to fight Jermall Charlo if you're lucky. Because it seems to me that you don't like these Charlo twins whatsoever. And I truly believe that he don't like these Charlo twins and Errol Spence. It's because Terence Crawford has been blindly robbed by Bob Arum. He doesn't want to admit the fact that he got smoked and he got schooled out of his money. And I think there's some tendencies and jealousies with Terence Crawford, that he see these guys with their chains buying all this fancy stuff and stuff like that. I'm not saying Terence Crawford didn't get paid at Top Rank, but Terence Crawford should have got his just dues. And Jermall Charlo said that yesterday, when I reported it, that Terence Crawford blatantly wasn't getting paid the money he deserved, and he basically got the pitchfork towards the back. You know, he just didn't get the money. So at the end of the day, it looks like Terence Crawford stated, "You coming down to fight me at 154, bro? I know you would. I would believe you too, but your brother is a P word." So it looks like Terence Crawford does have somewhat of respect for Jermell Charlo, but I highly doubt that Terence Crawford has respect for both of these guys at the end of the day. And I don't blame them in a sense, because of the way they act outside the sport of boxing. But it's Terence Crawford, and half of the stuff that comes out of Terence Crawford, in my opinion, I don't believe. And I truly believe that Errol Spence is going to retire this man. That's just my opinion at the end of the day. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.